Peter、Eileen 和 Dorothy 带着3个年幼的孩子来到苏格兰北部海边一个叫芬虹的小渔村。因为没钱，他们住在一个小房车里，凭借信心与爱，在贫瘠的沙地里种出丰盛的蔬菜而声名大噪。在灵性指导之下，这个叫芬虹的小社区走过50年，现在已经是联合国的世界生态村培训基地。社区联络部主任带我们来到故事的发源地最初的菜园。
This is the original garden where Peter and Eileen Caddy and Dorothy McLean moved in 1962. When they first got here, it was really just, they moved here because it was a garbage dump and it was really quiet and isolated. And all of this area was just a sand dune and a garbage dump, a falling down garage. It was incredibly desolate, and over the years they built up this extraordinary garden through their inner and outer work. For a long time it fed the entire community.
我们见到年轻的西班牙女士安娜，她是基金会现任执行长。
This is the place where everything that you've been seeing and experiencing around about the foundation and the community began. It just began here in these gardens. In these gardens it began. And for me these gardens are like represent the real faith and belief of the human being in miracles, in what's possible in life, you know. And in a way, these 3 people, Peter, Dorothy, and Eileen, came. They were normal people, worked in everyday jobs, but they had been working in themselves through meditation, through practice, to come to a deeper relationship of the soul. And then they came together with nothing. Lived in that caravan over there with kids, and through the relationship to nature, they developed a common vision and a common purpose that had to do with loving kindness, that had to do with a deeper quality of relating to each other and to the life around us. And this garden is the beginnings of that. And many miracles happen here. For example, a very practical example, they used to, Dorothy and Eileen, they used to sit in meditation, and they used to, Dorothy especially, she used to relate to the intelligence of nature. And they didn't know how to garden, they didn't know how to grow vegetables, they didn't know how to sustain themselves. But she started to get very clear guidance and inspiration in how to do everything, compost, everything from nothing. And they started to grow vegetables. Never had done it before, but through that connection, through that belief, that love of the land. And incredible vegetables grew, like huge pumpkins and huge rhubarb. And it was a shock to everybody. I mean, everybody was like, where did this come from? And it was from that love. And it was amazing. A group of scientists came from London. And they came and they couldn't believe it. They said, this is not possible. They took the soil and they tested it chemically. And they said, this soil does not have the richness to produce this. We don't understand. And
that was when did it come?
That they came about 6 to 10 years after they had been working in these gardens. And they couldn't understand it. They just thought, how is this possible? They tested the land around, and it was just dune land, sand, with no nourishment. And Dorothy and Eileen, when talking to him, they said, it is because it's not just what you see, it's also the care and the love and the complete faith that we have in the land to provide, that supports its vegetables to grow. It's not just the chemicals.
Yeah, not just the chemicals.
Not just the chemicals. And at that time also there was no chemicals because they chose to work with natural products and with natural compost. So they also couldn't understand that. They couldn't understand. But I think that's why for me this garden, it is a metaphor that it is about faith and belief in the spirit.
安娜带我们参观最初的房车，这不仅是启发人心的芬虹圣地，现在也作为他们人事部门的办公室。
And where they lived in a very small space, three adults and fourth their support.
Okay, for support.
This is one of my favorite things. Be nothing, do nothing, get nothing, become nothing, seek for nothing, relinquish nothing, be as you are, and rest in God.
My main job is now working here in the garden, so that's what I'm doing every day. I can't think of anything better than being out in there, getting my hands dirty, being in contact with the soil, and then helping the plants to grow, and they help me to grow. I learn a lot from them. I'm leaving here. I will work with the garden and with the landscape and also do healing work. I'm a healer, so I want to combine my healing work and gardening work to help people to heal, find their own healing power within themselves, and gardening and nature is a big aspect of it, because nature is just pure love and healing itself.
The biggest challenge is to continue to encourage people to stay inspired and to stay in an attitude of service. And not just in an attitude of only me. The heritage needs to be translated into a language that it is dynamic, that it is modern, and that it still carries a huge level of love within it. But it has to be translated in a can-do attitude, in an action-based attitude. Yes. I don't think transformation is about changing from a frog into a prince or from A into B. I think transformation is a process of learning. It is about learning. It is a journey of falling and standing up. More and more of us, all over the world, start to wake up to the fact that we are one, that we are of one race, that it is the human race. And the needs of the world are more ecological technology, better education, education that inspires and not oppresses individuals. It's like the work that we do with the UN. So more and more we are working with the UN now to support an international culture, economically, politically, ecologically and socially. And that's what touches me about having this moment together. And I feel like I would love to almost do the opposite, to sit here as well and interview you about who you are and the things that I can learn. Because I really do feel that there is an opportunity now in the world to cross West and East and to cross cultures, but wanting to learn from each other. No matter where. Community in rural areas, community in modern areas, community in cities. I think what I want to say is that no one is special. Finhorn is not special, neither any other community. But I think what's special in all of us, it is the belief that it is a time for cooperation. It is a time for learning to see each other beyond what we wear, beyond the color of our skin, beyond our belief systems, beyond our religion. And I think that is the time is now. And I want to say to everybody, to myself, to all of us, dare to cross borders, mental borders, psychological borders, and to create community. And I think through that, we can truly see a different world happening in the moment. And it doesn't have to just happen in places like Finland, anywhere. For me, Finhorn is about passion. The human self is about passion. It's about waking up.
从沙地上的小房车扩大为群居社区，后来成立教育学院和 NGO 的慈善基金会，成千上万各国人士到这里居住、交流和学习。Finhorn 50年来发展的故事，对当今全球面临的许多问题应该有所启发。